Since I recorded and posted my last video, a rather exciting and major event has taken place in my own snooker coaching journey. My star pupil, Kyren Wilson, has become World Snooker Champion 2024. I take pride in the fact that he and I have worked together over the years to develop the skills that he now has. He has achieved this by knowing what he's doing. That's the first priority, and I like to think that I've had a little bit of an input in that. So once he knows what he's doing and he can pop the balls, get the white somewhere where he needs to put it, then it takes hours and hours and hours of dedicated practice to achieve that ultimate goal of which he's now done. Nobody can take that away from him now. A wonderful feeling. I have recorded something like over 150 videos now, and I believe if you follow the advice that's within them, you know, both in terms of technique, the skill practices that you need to do, and put the hours in, you know, into that practice, hopefully you will improve and reach the goals that you want to achieve in your own snooker journey. Over the years, I've had lots of people coming up to me saying thank you for my videos and that they've learned a lot from them. I've even had people say to me that they're doing exactly what I've told them to do on the video. Then I've watched them play, and to be honest, a lot of them are not doing anything like what I have said on the video. You have a nice conversation with them, but you've still got to convince them that they're not doing what I've actually said. The only way to do that is to get this out. We all seem to have these mobile phones these days, and they've all got videos on them. So I would encourage you to use them. And what I will do, I'll put that player on video and play it back to him and prove to them that they're not doing anything like what I've said on the video. So then once you've convinced them, they can go away and do sort of realistic practice. Can I just make this one very valid point? And it applies to so many people, including myself. What you do and what you think you do are very often two different things. Just let that dwell into your mind a little. Now start playing and just put yourself on video and convince yourself. You know, you might just take a simple point where you think, well, I don't move my head, right? But you put yourself on video and you may well prove that you do move your head. Not everybody has access to a coach. But you do, generally speaking, have access to one of these things. Please take full advantage of them. You know, I picked this rather simple point about moving your head. Well, even that can be demonstrated by one of these. You can spot all manner of things. You know, am I putting side on the ball? Unintentional side when I don't mean to. And this is where the art of coaching comes in for me. It's one thing for anybody to tell you you're moving your head. Any coach can tell you that. The real essence of coaching is when that coach recognizes that problem and knows how to correct it. So just think about that one as well. I am sometimes criticized for putting marks on the cue as to where I would want a player's bridge hand to go or where I want him to hold the cue. Well, let's just have a look at that. When you've been playing this game for 10, 20 years and you've reached a good standard, you just get down, you know where to put your bridge hand, you know where to put your grip hand. It's automatic for a professional player. You know, it gets down and straight away. Well, that's where I've done it for so many years. It's ingrained. It's muscle memory. But when we look at youngsters, particularly youngsters, they're so flexible, you know. They might have the bridge hand here for one point and be miles away. They can't control the cue. Or sometimes they'll be there and this hand is back here. They can't control, they don't know what they're doing. So a little bit of guidance doesn't do any harm at all. So here, I'll just get a pencil, a soft grade pencil, and I'll put a mark on the cue where I would want their bridge hand to go in relationship to the cue ball. All right? Now I'm well aware that that mark is not going to be constant all the time. That's when they can get the hand on the table in the correct manner. If that cue ball's near the cushion, then obviously they can't use that mark. They have to move it to get the hand into the appropriate position. Relationship between the bridge hand and the cueing hand. I'll even get a little piece of sticky paper, yeah, and I'll stick it on the cue where I want them to hold the cue in a normal position. So the front of the hand will go there, that hand will go on that mark, yeah, and from there they're in a relatively good position. Now if this cue ball is near there and they have to move this hand, let's say they move it forward 2-3 inches away from the mark, then we just simply move this hand the same amount. The relationship between the two hands is constant up to a point. Now we relate that to older people who are stiff, shall we say. Like me, I'm 81 now and I certainly get stiff. So I have to do a little bit of stretching. But people who are similar to my age are not quite as flexible as I am. So when they get down, they're sort of in this position. Well, we have to sort of work on something, get something a little bit more flexibility so they've got a bit of room between the hand and the body so that they can play the shot without going past the chest. Because going past the chest, whilst some people can do it, like Ronnie O'Sullivan, they release the front of the hand, go past. He doesn't do it on every shot, but he certainly does it on some. Yeah, and from there, they get through the ball better. I mean, even coaches that say you don't even have to follow through. Well, to me, the follow through is absolutely essential. On 90% of the shots, you need to get through that ball. So this distance here, even good players, you watch them there, you watch the professional on television, invariably that hand has reached the body at the very least. Yes, there'll be the odd one where they do that because of balls are in the way, but invariably they get to the body. Now if you think about that statement, simply that hand, that movement from there to there has now transferred to the front and become the follow through. It's simple, isn't it? The follow through is essential, A, to keep the cue on line rather, and to maintain that contact with the cue ball. Get that phone out, have a look at it again, the video. Yeah, you might not be getting through the ball because you have not got enough room here. Yeah, so all it's your question of is put in the hand back. Now, coming back to youngsters, you know, we'll say that that's their normal position. Well, this hand is fairly constant, you know, even when they grow. But as they get taller and longer limbs, then this hand, this mark is having to go back as they get taller. All we do is take the mark off, keep an eye on them over the years, take that piece of sticky paper off, put a new piece on. Right, so they're still in a relatively good position. This is what coaching's all about. You know, players come to you when they've got a problem. They want you to put that problem right. And what they sign and say, well, I don't want to go backwards, I want to go forwards. Well, if you've got a problem, that's because the power of habit, you've probably developed a bad habit over the years or over the time you've been playing, and it's created another problem. So you need to correct one problem, right? And then you still possibly got the second problem. And this is where good coaching comes in. It's come to you because he cannot do what you can do, all right? So teach me how to do it. It's one thing to demonstrate it. It's another thing for you to get him to do what you can do. And that's where good coaching comes in.